Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am DigitalCasts, William Zhang. Of course, joining me today, it will be ScubaSteve835 for the Valorant Oceania Tour 2021 Stage 2 Open Qualifiers to semi-finals. The numbers confuse me so much, but regardless, it's the semi-finals of the Open Qualifiers of a Stage 2 at some point there. That's all you have to know. But today, it will be Nebula versus Bandits Esports Club. And well, Steve, how much do you know about these two teams?
A little bit more probably with Nebula. I have versed Dragon, Jesse, in 10-mans on the Saturdays as well, and I think I casted a match or two for them not too long ago. Bandits Esports, I think I did their other roster, I'm pretty sure. But a little bit unknown, haven't really done too much of the VOT, more of the LPL, but I think these brand names that we sort of see for OC, Nebula, and Bandits should probably be a good show for us today.
Yeah, I hope so. Now just looking at these stats real quickly, right? Actually, Bandits, not too long ago, they haven't played a lot on at least the VLR, but what I can see is that versus Team Bliss, obviously one of the top 4 teams in OC, they got absolutely binned. 2-0, not much to really say there, and it was on Split and Icebox. And just checking on the map scores, I would say Split was somewhat close, 13-7, of course, favoring Split, but Icebox, 13-0. That's bloody rough.
Jesus.
So we should ideally be seeing Bandits ban Icebox right up the bat. But recently in the the Open Qualifiers Stage 2, an upset I would call would be they actually took down Bizarre Gaming 2-0. And Bizarre Gaming, they have their standard lineup really. Arya, Tycho, Pure, Kiyu, and Flicky. And somehow Bind and Ascent. Bind was a close game, 14-12 overtime. Bandits, they narrowly won that one out, but then Ascent 13-3. Usually I would say Bizarre Gaming, Ascent is one of the stronger maps considering how much like rehearsal they have on it, and Arya with her Shock Dart lineups, she did carry that game, but everyone else, they just could not put up numbers. So 13-3 going for Bandits, that's very much surprising for me. So Steve, maybe Ascent will be their stronger map, and we should see that in the map pool tonight?
That's not too bad. I did actually do, as I said, Flicky's team in Aria as well. They went up against, I think, Escape Esports for their LPL, I think, grand final or semis, and they did it pretty convincingly. Flicky was really on. Aria was probably not on her game, but still contributed to the team. And I think who's the other carry there? Plays Jet.
Kiyu?
Me? No, not me.
No, Kiyu. Kiyu. Is it?
Oh, Kiyu. Yes, him. Yeah, he was on fire that day on Ascent. So. Yeah, it's surprising that they sort of had that scoreline on that map for them, because I know they rehearse it quite a bit.
They do. Look, you say that's those few maps, right? But at the same time, now on the flip side, I want to talk about Nebula. We know, like you said, we know this team. They've been around OC for quite a while. They've put up numbers, etc. And sorry, there was someone in the lobby just having a quick chat. And I'll be honest, recently in this current Open Qualifiers as well, 1620 Kings, a new team. They've had a new leader come through in the form of Rice, ex-Paradox, a top 8 team in the region, I would say, ex-captain, and Nebula, 2-0 them, very convincing. Haven, 13-9, not too bad, but 13-7 now on Bind. So I guess the takeaway though that we can really get out of this is that Nebula, across the map pools, they are more consistent and stronger across all of them compared to Bandits. Bandits, they're lacking in some and actually just do okay on others, but it's inconsistent. So, on paper now, my prediction, I would have to side with Nebula. You can't even call it personal bias because they used to play a really standard composition. You have your standard duelist comp, a very comfortable composition, but now they're experimenting. I think on Bind, actually, they have a crazy comp with only Raze as the solo duelist, Sova, Sky, Viper, and I'm not sure, was it Astra as well? So very utility heavy composition, and honestly, things have been working out for them, putting Dragon, the Star Fragger, on a more backbone support Viper role. Sorry, quite a mouthful.
Like I said, yeah, it's going to be a good test as well, I think, for Bandits Esports. I reckon they're going to find it fairly tough up against Nebula. On Haven. I think Haven's quite a good map for Nebula, so like you did say, Dragon's probably going to be the one they need to probably take out. From memory, I think Minimize as well also does a bit of good support on the frag leaderboard for Dragon as well if he's not firing too much. But even again saying that though, we know Issa's quite good. I think Hayes also comes to mind as well. Should be able to support his team as well. But I'm thinking early predictions, even probably in the chat as well. If we get a prediction in the chat as well to see who takes map 1, I reckon it might be a bit of a 75 to Neb and 25 to Bandit, I reckon.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
like we said, I mean, we had that match that we casted together like not too long ago, where we thought it was going to be one-sided and end up being, you know, best of 3 all the way down to the wire just about, and it was pretty good match. So.
It was a good match, absolutely. No denial about that. And just in a second, I have to check the vetoes. So map 1, we do know it is Ascent, and the vetoes are still sort of underway. So let's take a look. But okay, no, it will be Haven, Bind, and Split. Man, this LPL website, I don't know what's going on. So Haven, Bind, and Split. This tells me, I think Nebula, they would have the advantage because Haven, very practice map, they know their strats on it and they play that map well. Bind, need I say more? That crazy composition of like utility heavy playstyle, they have Bind surely in the bag. And Split, I think that's a real curveball. Both teams, I can't really say how well they do on it. So maybe that will be the final do or die map in which both teams they duke it out and hopefully one comes out on top.
Yeah, it's very interesting. We don't see Ascent come into the fold in like the first 2 maps being a staple for majority teams that play Valorant. But in saying that, Haven, it's pretty good. 3 bomb sites. It's going to be a lot of strategy, I reckon, going to come involved into that. Same with a lot of agents being able to lock down sites on their own, or even just smoke it up and prevent, obviously, the enemy team on attack having good viewpoints as well to suss out where the team's players are on site. So I think it's going to come down to a lot of the initiators, I reckon, if we sort of see them. Like Isova is going to be pretty much pivotal, I reckon, if they go for both teams. Astra as well, new agent character coming in as well. It's going to be good to get those stuns, those pulls as well. That should be pretty good. Viper as well, as we see Minimize probably going to go and select that. Very good at locking down a site. We know that Decay that's been upped right now is just so pivotal to really decimate the enemy team. Is to see another Viper coming out, I think, on Hayes.
Ooh.
if he selects it. But it's that Decay, the Spit. I mean, people just do it in lineups nearly every match these days. Even in my comp games as well, I'm seeing Viper picked probably about over 50% of the time now. It's just become a real staple into the meta and lineup. So, but again, it'd be interesting to see how it comes down to. Obviously, your gunplay is going to be pretty pivotal, I reckon. So, I'm still going towards Nebula, but I mean, we'll see how the first couple rounds go.
Yeah, those first few open rounds, like, it does obviously give one side, like, a huge kicker and a boost into the map, but at the same time, it's in Valorant, it's such a fast-paced game, you don't really, those first few rounds, it can set a statement, but overall, it doesn't really matter that much in the long run, I would assume, if you have a strong team, Yeah,
definitely, because then you get to buy up as well, because the rounds, even though you get those first 2 rounds, 3rd round imaging gets the buy up as well, and it goes back about even to like the 4th, maybe 5th round as well. But I mean, if you do get that roll and you get the first 2, secure the 3rd, go into the 4th, then you start thinking, oh, okay, now we have to sort of worry about winning the 5th. If we lose it, we're going to start, looking at that economy quite a bit. The winning team's just like, hey, boys, we're loaded. We're loaded, we're getting kills. If most of those guys are surviving as well, they don't actually rebuy the kit as well. So I'm pretty pumped, man. It should be a pretty good match. Hopefully, Czech, it's a good show today.
Well, that's the hope. That's the idea, at least. And now, you mentioned earlier about the lineups, but looking at it now, obviously, Nebula, this is sort of what you would expect from them coming into this now. And we do have a double duels on Tax and Dragon. Tax, the newest player on Nebula, so perhaps just putting him on a more comfortable role, letting him frag out a little bit more, and Dragon reprising his old signature Jet. But anyway, the round is about to start, and Bandits on defense. A massive aggression play down mid. CGH does manage to dodge to safety, but doesn't matter. Nebula Dragon picks up the first goal to Hayes, and CGH not much longer for this, where he gets exposed, and right off the bat, Steve, look at this. It hasn't been 30 seconds yet, and Bandits, down to the last 2 players. Dragon, good game set, sprang through the smoke, takes down Juna. Issa on his lonesome 1-on-4. The enemy is so close around him, he's getting pushed from all angles, almost going for a knife. That's a great double click, takes down 2. But man, this pistol round, absolute chaos from Nebula. The spike didn't even have to go down.
Tell you what, I'm still half asleep. I'm trying to process what the hell just happened just there. That was a really aggressive first round from both teams on defense and attack. Sort of just pretty much gunning it down mid just about. And then it was just a whole train of enemy players, you know, getting onto B and hunting as like a choo-choo train, a killing choo-choo train. I mean, the last player was lucky to get those, you know, double right clicks as well. But yeah, a very, very aggressive first start. So Nebula on the board with 1.
You could honestly say that. Call that the opening statement, just like this as well. Hayes, he peeked out of his smoke before it even popped, and Dragon, he doesn't miss those shots. The hard punch coming through. Bandits yet again, not even 10 seconds into the round, they lose a player, and the ult has been taken by Nebula. Dragon dodging that. Oh, flash, and what a no-scope shot onto CJH. This guy, he's here to kill.
It's actually interesting too, because most times, if you do win the first round, obviously they're not going to fully buy armor unless they cheat up and buy. So the actual Marshal now, with the actual unscoped accuracy now, comparing it to the CSGO Scout, is actually quite similar. So we're seeing a lot of no-scopes come out, and a higher pick rate of the Marshal actually coming out now due to 100 damage straight off the bat.
Oh, Yuna had a brief outline of where Dragon was, managed to pump a few bullets into him, and Dragon is still going aggro the Marshal. He's in the smoke already, about to challenge Yuna. Issa, not much longer for this world as Yuna takes down Bandits. Dragon, sorry. And Jesse, clean shock dart. Issa, another 1-on-4. He got 2 lucky right clicks initially in the pistol round. I'll call it lucky, right? But now, this time versus the SMG buy, he should get farmed at this rate. Tax, he's already closing in to an extent. He's checking all the angles. Issa just biding his time. Maybe he can get a few exit frags, one can hope. But besides that, Bandits, they should be looking to play the next round with the full buy rifles and think about their defense.
Oh, gets the battle down and tries to jump out the window. Not going to work whatsoever. Rules picking up that last kill. And just like that, 2 rounds straight to Nebula. Showing their worth though, but as we said, you know, the first 4 to 5 rounds still going to be fairly even. What Bandits need to do now is to break this deadlock.
Yep.
Break the round advantage, not let them get to 3 so easy. If they do, at least, you know, only 1 player surviving, so majority have to rebuy again, and they also lose that bonus. So expect probably a heavy defensive round here coming out from Bandits to probably double up, and maybe once they see what side it is, they're going to do a buddy up system, I'd imagine.
I think the initial early Viper Wall is making like most of the players angle more towards the B and C sites, and smokes are down. Dragon, as you can see, picking up the ultimates, getting kills in previous few rounds. He has the util to play it with, and 1-for-1 trade initially opens up from the site. CJH now with the Phantom has to hold down the C site for himself, and that flash rolls, he dodged it to perfection. Nebula then even the numbers up. The Viper Wall comes up, and this basically guarantees the defenders they won't really push through that wall. You don't want that instant minus 50 HP debuff, and here comes the Astro util. It could be a concussion or a pulse. Okay, it was a Nebula. I wasn't quite expecting that from Nebula, but regardless, 3 players now. They are looking to push towards CT. Yuna got the reload. Oh no, gets caught with his pants down. Minimize gets that kill. Bandits, this is a buy round, by the way, and they're losing everything one at a time. What a dank initially onto Ilu, and then Whirls fishes things off with the classic. A quadra for him, and Steve, he just used his ultimate that round. He's already 6 out of 7 points for it again. Oh no, that wasn't his ultimate, sorry. That was the Viper. God, I'm just like you. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, it feels like it's been a while since we casted a more faster paced game of Valorant. Obviously these teams are a bit high up on the talent pool, but wow. I mean, like you said, I was expecting maybe a
defensive win for Bandits, probably?
No, the Astro probably to do, instead of a smoke, probably to do a stun or maybe a pull, but I think it was actually better as a combo with that Viper Ball across Garage, just a completely obscure site, so... But, yeah, 3 rounds straight to Nebula, and no chance of slowing down.
Ooh, CJH does miss the shot, gets intel, and narrowly escapes with his life. Now, Bandits again, you know, upgraded pistols, a judge in hands of 1. It doesn't matter if it was Nebula, they're just farming. They pick up 1 player towards mid, and the aggressive play out C long as well gets punished. No teammates here to trade him out. Minimize solo essentially runs onto the A site. Yuna's gone. Bandits, they're falling right now. And Steve, look, I think this was the initial like few rounds early momentum you were speaking about.
Oh, you shocked that.
Nah, they're fine. They can heal.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, I'll see they're on the site. They got 5 people remaining. Jet just holding that really late rotate, but you know, able to find out where the last 2 players are, and this should be an easy round for them. Unless
purple burst.
Tex maybe gets too aggressive and gets one shot. She just dodges it. Takes a little bit of damage, but I reckon they'll all escape towards their end. That's
that's a dirty shot.
They're actually going to try and go for it now. Maybe try and get in, flash and grab that weapon. He does too. Can't beat it in time. No rules to get that kill. Down to Issa. And that arrow's going to reveal Dragon. I believe no, it's in the corner, but no worries about it. Long range gun over the shotty will win out every single day, and they get to 4 rounds. And now, like I said, Digital, this is going to be where it's going to be in the back of Bandits' mind, saying we are in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, a bit of a pinch, you could say, because they've lost their first buy round. They've lost a round afterwards because they had to save. Their economy, it's still very much bad, and they can buy back into this. But look at Nebula, though, Steve. They're rich for days. They can make it rain in the club 24/7. And Bandits, some of the players are really close to their ultimates, but by God, do they need them now or never? Minimize with the Viper's Pit. He can use it anytime to take his side, and rolls Cosmic Divide as well. The stronger Viper Wall to an extent.
Oh, definitely. If it's the time to break the run of rounds now, it's definitely this time. So, you see Neb Dragon over here just trying to bait some util here. 3 on A though, so it suggests they're highly think it's going to be an A push. Also going to hear that jet updraft.
Oh,
Smoke coming out into the middle from Omen. Going to get to back of sight, going to jump peek. That's it. Neb Dragon doesn't realise that Breach is holding that tight corner. But the rest of the Nebula team are going to try and work their way towards mid and garage. See if they can maybe force their way into to B, which I think might be the pick here.
I think they're calling for the Cosmic Divide. Yep, right in front of the B side. And Issa, what is he going to do? He thinks it's towards the A side. The 3 players of Bandits still dedicated over to A. The recon arrow, it doesn't actually scan anyone, much to my surprise. Oh, because it was the Viper's Pit. Great push by Issa, gets straight out instantly though. The spike can't quite get planted, and Yuna finally takes advantage of the nuisance and takes down 1. Bandits Q. Oh, Ilu pushes through. What a spray! I'm not even too sure if it could see minimize, because this is going really badly for Nebula now. That's 2 ultimates already down. 2v3. Thankfully, no one's on the backstab. Dragon's gone. All down to rolls to 1v3. Clutch it out. And Bandits, oh, they finally take their first round on the board. And by God, Steve, it was now or never.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, it's good for them confidence-wise, money-wise. They had to break the run. Otherwise, they fear, going pretty much very badly in this first half, which they probably don't want to be doing. Especially since Nebula practiced this map quite a bit and are known to take it. So I think this round's going to be very good for their confidence, obviously their economy as well. And just the fact that, they can match them on Haven. But back into the ballpark now of Nebula. They're going to take that round, maybe a bit personally, and say, right, we should have maybe dropped that round. Let's see if we can regroup and make it to 5.
Ooh, make it to 5. I think it's pretty. It should be doable. They have the Hunter's Fury available, So early on, they could maybe do some damage, secure a kill. Because look at Q1. Okay, you know what? I'll call him either Q1 or Ilu. He's 1 shot from death. Don't have any heals to bail him out. He is a very pivotal ultimate as well. The Rolling Thunder for a Recite retake. So important. He kind of cannot afford to die. So look at how passive he's playing this round now. But look, Nebula, they're getting intel again. I really like their slower default style of play on Haven at the very least, because it's naturally attack-sided. In the previous round, they made so much noise out towards A, and kept 3 players on the A side. Granted, their final assault didn't work out, but now it's a similar story. Minimize. He's so aware of where these cams are. Util's about to fly through. Should flush Yuna out of the corner, I would hope. Now, this is really aggressive from Yuna. He got caught out. Oh, spot the gun barrel first. Takes down Tax. Retreats back into his cage. And that's a really good recon arrow. It's helping him out, but he doesn't know where to shoot. Will go down. Hunter's Fury is getting traded back and forth. But Issa, that's a 2-for-1. And Jesse kills Rose as well with his own Hunter's Fury. Oh, Bandits. Everything is falling into place now. Nebula, they don't have ultimates to play with. Limited util. No flashes. Maybe you have a shock dart or like the recon arrow to work with in the bit. But the Rolling Thunder is getting prepped. Oh, Minimize got tagged as well. Couldn't dodge it, but that's great. The snake bite, it delays time. Doesn't matter. Issa goes aggro, pushes on. 10 seconds left. 2v4. Dragon, he does get 1. A second for him, but time is running thin. They have to get their plant down now or go for kills. Dragon's getting pitched from 2 angles. Surely he doesn't know CJH is out here long. No time. He will have to save it and run towards short. One can imagine. Issa and CJH. They don't want to die either.
Oh, he gets him in time.
That's unfortunate, Steve. Suddenly, Bandits, I think, they're starting to run back into it. That 5-1 for Nebula, it may not actually happen. Just yet.
That's it. I mean, full credit to Bandits as well, just, you know, taking their time, not, you know, rotating too quickly. It was actually pretty good. I think Yuna pretty much, although I think he only got the 1 kill on the Phoenix as well, and then obviously try to get the Jet on the other side of the boxes over there, and then ultimately got taken down by Short. Just too many angles to cover, but I think the fact of him slowing them down and allowing his team to rotate was obviously the real win for that one to grab that round. So
Joke's over. You're dead.
Really aggressive play. I think for Nebula, this round is one of those do or die moments for their economy at least, and that's why they're investing so many ultimates into it. Dragon on the blade sword and Tax just runs onto the site with the run it back, clears it for his team at least, so that's good. Granted, not much value out of that ultimate, I won't lie. Now 5-on-5 post plants and a retake.
leaving the site.
Yeah, that's good as well, because Spike's been planted in the back corner. Minimize guaranteed. He has nerd lineups with the snake bites. And look at where the poison order is placed. It's a one-way, essentially, if you try defuse. But Bandits, they have to go for a pinch or go aggro on the side. They have smokes to work with, and we should be seeing Util coming through from Nebula, I would imagine. There you go. The recon arrow does get smoked off by CJH. Unit coming second defuse. Hayes, good for a 2. Takes down Tax. Ambrose, finally the trade back. Hayes is going hard right now. Getting all the kills. Nebula, the losing players. Finally, Dragon strikes from another corner. Another clean headshot. Takes down another. And Jesse manages to finish up Unit before he can stick the defuse all the way. What a win. I would call this highway robbery.
I would call that a bold strategy, Cotton, and it bloody paid off. Holy moly, that was crazy. I wasn't too sure of them all going towards C long. I would have liked maybe one on site, but hey, if you're going to do it like that, I mean, go for it every single time of the day. The lineups were insane. The actual line of sight to take down those players, that's obviously come out from the strat book, and that's lethal. That's really hard. Obviously, you know, the sight line for down long is just so good, right up against the box as well. So you can't sort of hide behind any cover. Really smart play there coming out from Nebula.
And there's that 5-2 scoreline at least. So they've hit 5. And yet another slow round by Nebula. Oh, towards Sewers though. The execution from Hayes does take the minimize, but at what cost? Runs for the gun. Surely you would know there's more players following the initial player of Nebula over towards Short. So now, Nebula, they take the sights. Bandits, you already are on an eco sort of upgraded pistols, and Dragon, he loves the spot. The fake updraft as well, or maybe he banged his head on purpose. And he's looking to farm even more kills now. The jump down, and CJH, my god, just couldn't quite land the click. Dragon, jet difference, I would say at this point. Amazing play by Q1 at least. He's made it into hell, although not for much really, because Dragon
actually going to hell now.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh look, Steve, Issa, in a very similar situation we've seen him in the past. What to do?
Well, he's got the Sheriff here, one shot to their head, but Nebdragon has the shot of his own for that 4k piece. And just like that, Nebula get the 6th round. It was a little bit of a, I wouldn't say slow play for them. Once they get that pick, they went pretty hard and quick. I think which caught them off guard. Obviously, with those couple rounds that Bandits were able to secure, I think they sort of read that 2nd round from Nebula with the slow default.
Yeah.
So I think the fast ones might actually benefit Nebula a little bit more. I think if they play it a little bit too passively, too slow, it probably ultimately just wastes too much time. Maybe a bit more pressure on Nebula, and Bandits play a little bit more freely.
Yeah, I would suppose, because, you know, I mentioned earlier that Haven, it favors the attack side, because the defense has to be stretched thin across 3 spike sites. But yep, perhaps. In Nebula, I think they like to play default to get guaranteed intel, and maybe a initial pick or 2 before they actually try work a site for more guaranteed numbers advantage. But, you know, as a result of them playing really slow, and Bandits as well, playing for the retake instead of start trying to aggress onto the sites to hold it down, they managed to rotate more players to help, at least. But, look, early round little shenanigans there. Util's been traded out. Q1 gets off with a little bit of damage, warning shots. And Nebula, again, you have to wonder, the minimize lurking over towards A long, does this mean we're going to see a late push over towards A?
I reckon it will be now, because I don't think they've spotted Cypher switching sites over to C, so maybe they're a little bit aware of that. Also, that one round they virtually tripped up on his trips. They end up being forced out of sight and killed. So they might be a little bit wary of that, because it does slow them down quite a bit with the cages, the util and the cam. So only have the Omen here, Hayes. It's going to be execute with 30 seconds just count down. And Hayes goes down to Jesse as he gets that wallbang there. Tax is doing a little bit of a lurk here. Won't be able to do too much though without alerting the Cypher there with that trip. But bomb's going down now with Astra planting. We do have Q1 on that breach. Might be able to get quite a bit of damage here. Finds one headshot and takes down Rules. Can he find Snover to make hard? Huge shock dart damage though to the Jet.
And the CJ is gone. Jesse, he wallbanged through to finish the job. Dragon's dead now, and Tax, he finally has to rejoin his teammates over towards A. He's not risking the flank through mid. So Q1, that's a lot of damage on the jump down. He's only 2 shots away from death now. Minimize, surely get that kill confirmed. And look, Bandits, they're not together for the retake. Really bold strategy there as well, shooting the recon arrow through. Minimize will skip the safety. That bolt can't even catch him. Doesn't matter because Q1 gets the headshot instead. Hunter Fury to come through, and I do think Jesse can actually get the kill. Indeed, Acer's gone. But over towards short, he will fall to Q1. Quadra for him. Has the Rolling Thunder, but indeed, no time to defuse. Very well played by Nebula. Utility as well. Seriously, Steve, the utility damage from the Sova Jesse, that shock dart, and then the ultimate, that clutched the round.
Dude, the bloody Q1 on the breach managed to dodge that shock dart, but just said, you know what, you can take it, Jet, you can take the whole 90 damage straight to the face. That was pretty big. And then obviously the awareness and the strat to obviously play for his ult as well, and obviously getting that first pick. I mean, it can pay off. Sometimes it can't. Obviously, if you get that first player but don't get the second player, like obviously he was pushed, killed, but he played enough time there to get the bomb to go off. But Bandits CJ8. Taking this early little bit of aggression here.
Oh dear.
Gonna get spotted straight away. He's in a lot of trouble, needs to get back. And does.
You see that, Steve? The snake bite, the fragility. CJH, he took 1 shot, by the way, to the thigh, and he's on 39. 1 single shot almost ended his life there. Nebula, their economists are struggling again. They found their groove, and great usage of, you know, intel gathering util as well. They suspected maybe on a crazy eco round that Bandits might try something a little bit more aggressive, and that's indeed what they did. Did it pay off? Hell no!
Yeah, it paid off a little bit. Oh, yes, he did take damage, didn't get killed though, but he does know that they were sort of planning to go towards there. Now with all the quietness, and obviously Ivan hears these feats and get taken down, they realise it's definitely going to be towards A. Well, like util there with Astra and the snakebite as well. It's definitely confirmed. Let's see these lineups from Issa coming on down, see if he gets value for money.
Well,
no, he doesn't. I think they are playing this a little bit more to the right, away from the shock darts.
Now, they have inferior guns, but it does seem that Bandits are going to commit to this retake. Instead of great gravity well sucked by CJH, he sneaks up behind Rolls, and he won't go for a huge spray down there. Bandits, they've infiltrated the site, but look at this. The Viper's Pit, they're losing damage as we speak. That's an easy execution by Minimize. One at a time they fall. Yuna now by himself. Jesse, triple kill, charging up the Hunter's Fury even more. Nebula, this is this train. This is the momentum, and Steve, they're going to end the first half, I think, on a high note.
Yeah, I think we're looking at possibly 10-2, I reckon. It's not looking that great. Would have liked to see a bit of pre-fire coming out from that player aggressing on the short side there. I'm not sure if it was just for observer mode, but we can sort of see a couple of outlines. If not, you can always use the sound in this game. It's pretty good to sort of shoot people through the smoke.
HDRF, yeah. I gotta say though, it really was unfortunate that round as well. Hayes, he played in that particular corner inside sewers. I'm pretty sure any attacker pushing down will guarantee spot out your thigh or your shoulder. So I'm not too sure about that angle. No one really plays there for a reason. Well, yeah, now Bandits.
You need to be really skinny to be able to avoid detection in that one.
You reckon Jet, she can avoid the her shoulders sticking out? She's skinny, sure, but.
I think yeah, definitely the skinny characters. Definitely have to be a female because of the build, but you know, majority characters. It also depends on what gun you've got as well. If you've got a smaller gun, the barrel won't stick out. But majority, it's pretty much a dead man zone on that side. The only way to really make that beneficial to your team is to sort of get the trade there and have someone obviously get that crossfire locked down.
Yeah, that does make sense. So, but then again, you know, Nebula, they're reading the plays and the defense actually really well. Now this time, you know, he's by himself essentially on the C side. Another great read by Nebula. They do have 2 players rotating through spawn at some point. Cosmic Divide should get them the wow! Look at the spike! Oh my god, Jesse, this guy's just not missing with the shock darts. This is filthy coming through from him. And Issa, he got spotted for sure. His shoulder stuck out. Runs right into the smoke orb, and look now, finally CJH does strike first, and Hayes on the flank. Nebula getting pinched in now. 3-on-3 are the numbers, and then no, there's at least maybe 2 inside that little cubby there. Tax executes 1. The aftershock forces them out, and the recon arrow by Issa. Maybe a shock dart with them would have been better as Dragon from the back line cleans up, and Bandits. Oh dear me, the falling apart.
Unfortunately, Issa didn't have any shock darts to send down to that cubby spot down C long, and obviously the rotate coming out from Hayes was huge. Just needed him to live and get a couple more frags, and then the Jet obviously side swiping from behind, getting that kill with the daggers to finish that round off. But needless to say, they need to get this round here 3-9 to have any real hope of bridging this gap. Otherwise, it's almost looking like it's probably best just to FF, or unless you can get some momentum going towards the end of the map, which is I think what Bandits really need to sort of try and get.
Steve,
otherwise,
please.
Just gonna...
this is an official. No one's going to FF. But hey, the option is on the table. Oh, that's a great start though. Dragon with the aggressive peek, and Hayes finally opens up the man advantage for Bandits. He's spots him out as well. He has the Hunter's Fury. I do think he's saving it maybe for the spike plant. No, Hayes! Oh, wow! I think the stun from Hunter's Fury managed to bag him that kill as well. Jesse striking back only manages to damage up Issa a little bit. And now Nebula. They've lost 3 players. They've lost the runner back. This round, surely, the last round of the first half, should go in the favor of Bandits to bring it to a 3-9.
Oh, there's no way they lose from here. Bandits obviously need to grab this round, and they know it. Obviously going real hard here. We've still got players anchoring on site, ready for the rotate, but do have rules there stuck in short pocket over there, and does have the bomb as well. We're going to wait until probably about the 30-second timer to
make a play, perhaps.
Stuff going. Obviously, Jesse's trying to get up through there to support.
Yeah. This is really good though, because like Nebula, they're cutting noise, and Bandit, he'll be spotting out Jesse. He's got 4 kills by the way. He could honestly ace this. 50 HP. He needs the headshot. He's been popping off. Spot the last player. Oh, that was close. Now Rolls, it's his turn to ace this. 1v4. Dodges the Rolling Thunder. That's good, but can't land the headshot onto CJH as the Spectre of all guns comes out on top. And well, see a 3-9 scoreline to finish the first half. Nah, I wouldn't say it could be better, but things could be worse.
It's really not ideal. Obviously, you want to get at least 4-8 swapping over just to get those first couple rounds on pistol, and then like that, boom, yeah, straight behind them. 2 rounds behind, but obviously 6 rounds to try and make up. I mean, who knows? We've seen teams in the past, do well on one side compared to the other. So maybe Bandits might have come up with a really good attacking side, but then again, you can't take Nebula out of it. They played a really good strat-wise attack, and I think their defense is probably going to stack up as well, being Haven. But I mean, we'll give it to Bandit. We'll give them the 2 rounds early, see what they can do. They might surprise us.
And this may be just their chance. Oh, the Dragon spots at the head. He surely saw the heads. But this is going to be a tall order though, because once he gets flashed, he won't be able to see anything. The sneaky angle dodges it expertly. CGH, where the hell am I getting shot from? Dragon opens up 1 initial kill, gets a second before he goes down. That's beautiful. Given his team the man advantage, his job here is done. Rolls the aggressive peak. This is a few shots. Finally takes him down. Okay, the spike does get taken down, but Rolls the master of the jumping right click. Now Yuna, 1v3. Can't even land the headshots. Nebula, they are in no mood for surprises right now.
It's very unfortunate. Obviously, the Jet, jetting on as Jets do, getting into the default position. Unfortunately, needed teammates to push in straight away. One go left to clear that corner, another one go right towards Garage to clear that corner behind double box, another one going supporting on site. Probably the bomb carrier to get that bomb down while Jet holds the top of default there. But I think the good idea was there to execute, but just the polish on that wasn't there. And obviously, Dragon, getting that lucky double kill. Well, the first one taking Jet down without any resistance from his other opposite team, and then the lucky headshot up close. So,
Steve, I think in basically one single sentence we can summarize this matchup at least for map 1 is that Nebula, they're more coordinated as a team compared to Bandits from what we're seeing right now. Just the timing,
definitely team play coming into it.
And that explains the 7-round lead. And now look, Bandits, you're on the attack. You only have Classics really to play with. You're going to have to go together as a whole team if you want to get any damage done. With CJH, if he goes for this peak alone, it's pretty much guaranteed he'll lose, and the Bandits, there'll be a man down. The Spike as well, it's not even out yet, and Nebula, they're starting their aggressive peak on the defense. Yuna gets one, does do damage, I think, on the minimize, but the Spike is still down, and Bandits, this is not how you would expect your second save round to go.
Well, they do grab a gun, though, on that Hazo. We'll see what he can do. And they will recover the Spike, though. So a little bit weird from Nebula not getting the bomb down and securing it fully. Tack should probably get this kill, and he does. He's going to heal, see what CJ can do. Flash straight into the face. Come through, here's the footsteps. Plays it well, but can't find the headshot. And defenders win that one. One more before we get match point for Nebula. And yeah, we start focusing on map 2, which I believe was Bind.
Yeah. Which, so, once again, you know, I mentioned earlier, Nebula, they have a crazy, wacky lineup, utility heavy on that map. And Bandits, they can't adapt or figure out how to counter all that util. It's going to be a 2-0 series, flat out.
I think so. It's really hard to sort of go against like a real lineup heavy team once they do get that plant down and play post. But the only way to do that is to take out those guys that have lineups. That's the only way to do it, really. Unless you sort of get really aggressive and just deny them getting onto site so easily and try to get those trades. So it's going to be interesting. Hopefully we can see Bandit maybe pick up a couple more rounds just for a bit of confidence. And sort of build towards there as Tax gets taken out by Hayes. Through that Hayes wall, it's going to be a massive start here for Bandits. A little bit of hope.
You know, he wasn't even pinged by the Aldrone. That was just purely, like, intuition, gets capped to the back of the head. And now, we are seeing a slight difference in how these teams play defense. Nebula, they're being proactive, even though they are on worse guns. Dragon, guarantees that shot. Q1's gone. That's their flashes and util.
Exactly, that's huge. You know, you're on the shitty buy around as well. Take a bit of ground, get those spots they're not expecting you to be. And with the Sheriff there, one shot to the head, instant kill.
Oh no!
Jesse.
The paranoia was the wrong way, and Jesse, this should be easy for him. Almost getting the kill onto Jesse, but oh look, Asa, he strikes back. A double for him now. That's a really sharp flick by Rose. Hayes,
right into the enemy player.
Oh, Steve, match point like this.
A little bit of panic coming out. Maybe could have stayed in that pocket just a little bit more.
Yep.
And sort of just checked it because obviously the flank. I mean, they were aggressive early, Nebula, so I think the flank was definitely an option there to come through. So.
Yeah, Steve, just look, in Nebula, they had very much inferior guns that round. A few of them even had pistols, I'm pretty sure. But it's just how proactive they were being with their playstyle. They went as a 2-man down C-long to aggress, get the ult orb, I do believe, and also get intel. That's huge. And Bandits on the defense, we just weren't seeing them do that. And now, this is potentially the final round for map 1. Nebula, let's not even talk about them. They have this in the bag pretty much. And
he might ult straight away here if he does get a lot of util in the mid because they're all bunched up.
Oh, Dragon.
Unless he saves it just for as bomb starts to go down.
This is huge.
Oh, it's going to go down straight away. With that Neb Dragon going huge, getting 2. Yuna taking him down with that updraft. And just like that, we got a 3v4 digital. Scratch that, make it a 2v4.
Yeah, scratch that. CJ!
Snakebite coming out, he is caught. Has to run through, can't get the headshot. Last player's going to be Cypher. What can Yuna do? He's doing the old jiggle. He said, yep, it's all up to me. Oh god, I'm crapping my pants here, but we'll see what we can do. Does have a gun. Got that Dragon Vandal. Picked up a headshot straight away, but the Vandal is only going to do so much against 3 other players, and that's a round wrap for Nebula.
Steve, look, Nebula, that was
10-round advantage win on Haven.
Yeah.
We pretty much guessed it would probably be Nebula. Probably not by that much though. I guess maybe going to the second map, as we've seen in some other ones we've casted together. It may take a time of figuring out what they did on that first map. You take your break leading up into the second. You talk about it with the team. The captain brings out a good call here. You learn from what you've just played on that map and apply it to the next map, which is sort of fairly similar. It's a fairly similar map. You lose 1 bomb site though. It's only 2 bomb sites, but you know how they play. If they keep the same lineup, you know what to expect. And you've got to just these guys need to really adapt. Otherwise, they're looking down the barrel of the 2-0 series. Yeah,
and Steve, look, map 1, Haven, right? Obviously, Nebula, they are more versed on this map, I would say, compared to Bandits. 13-3, that's dominating purely. And I just want to reiterate once again, the difference in the playstyle of the two teams, when they rewatch this game in a VOD review session, they'll realize what I mean, right? Because Nebula, when they were on the attack side first off, right, you always saw the duelist, Dragon, dashing onto the site fearlessly, same position every single time. He clears backside A, and he goes towards Hell. He works those angles for his team, while his team aggressors on there. The smoke's down, intel gathering, util through. They all push on at the same time. And Bandits, if anyone on the site, you're pretty much guaranteed to die. Maybe you can get one kill, but overall, it won't be favoring you. And Bandits, on the flip side, it's just not really the same thing. I can't really say we saw players go individually push onto sites, but in a sense, they really did. That seaside take we saw earlier, right? They got split up by great usage of util by Nebula. So the jet dash onto the site into her smoke, and then obviously could have gone for a trade, but I think who was it? Was it Jesse holding the angle? He was just too good. He gets the first kill on the side for crossing, and then the gravity well managed to keep Omen at bay over towards C long. They're being funneled in one at a time, and it's just absolute punishing for Bandits. They just couldn't get anything going on both sides.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, 13-3, pretty much the scoreline speaks for itself. Obviously, Neb Dragon, 344 ACS combat score, 20-11-4, 4 first bloods. I might be a bit wrong to call this out here, but Bandit Hayes with the 5 first bloods. Maybe we switch him to a duelist and someone else picks up the smokes. He's pretty hot right now. He might need to get going. Maybe on a duelist if he can, to actually get that done, maybe. But I don't know. I think they may need a switch up. Bandits, obviously, their CJH not doing great, but then again, I think he sort of got a little bit caught out getting onto site and getting traded, and his team maybe just that probably a second to 2 seconds a little bit slow getting in and supporting him. But like I said, they've got to realise what happened map 1. Adjust and account for it on the second map, because I don't think the lineup's going to change too much for Nebula.
Yeah.
Obviously, their lineup's pretty good, and their post plant setup, obviously, strategize really, really well with their lineup. So unless they change from a Viper, I don't think Sova's going to go. Obviously, Sova's really good on Bind as well. If they keep the same lineup, they're going to need to kill these people before the post plant. Otherwise, these lineups are just going to make it impossible to defuse and win the round.
Yep, and look, that's the idea at least. Map 1 dominating easily in Nebula's favor. So map 2, Bind. This will be do or die essentially for Bandits. And let's see what happens in about 4 minutes or so. We'll be going for a short breather. So guys, stick around of the second map of the Best of 3 series, Nebula versus Bandits Esports Club in the Open Qualifiers semifinals. See you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Valorant Oceania Tour 2021 Stage 2, Open Qualifiers 2, Semi-Finals 2. Yeah, pretty much. And right now, of course, this is the best of 3 series between Nebula and Bandits Esports Club. And Nebula, they took Map 1 handily. God, I don't really think there's any much more to say about Map 1, so hopefully it's in Bandits' best interests to pick up something in Map 2 Bind.
Yeah, like you said, 13-3 is not something to write home about, but obviously it's going to be best of 3, so Bandit do have another chance to, show us what they've got and see how they can obviously adjust to Nebula. If Nebula keep the same strat, keep the same lineup, Bandit need to obviously read into that and adjust appropriately, otherwise it's going to be a quick 2-0. Yeah, probably standout mention Hayes there, doing it pretty well on the Omen. I said during the break I wouldn't mind seeing Hayes go into a duelist, just because his aiming right now is pretty good. So, I mean, Bandits probably need to switch it up a little bit. Also not getting the job done with the current lineup that they have now. So, but nothing taken away from Nebula. They executed very well, well-rounded team. Strats are pretty much on point as well. But we'll see how we go for map number 2.
Yep, let's see. Of course, it will be Bind, so you will see Nebula's crazy, wacky lineup. I was confirmed with Bandits if there are. Yes, they are indeed. And Steve, I'm sure you're ready too. So let's dive right into it. Map 2 Bind for Nebula versus Bandits Esports Club. Now, predictions here. I honestly think we're going to see the 2-0.
Probably going to see the 2-0, but I wouldn't mind seeing it a little bit more competitive. A little bit tit for tat, toe to toe.
Yeah.
A real arm wrestle if they can get it done. Yes, my prayers have been answered. Looks like oh no, Hayes, get back to that jet. Come on, mate. You're pretty hot right now, mate.
No, it looks to be the breach. Say psych right now.
Hayes. I mean, Breach is like a duelist as well. He entries pretty hard.
Yeah, you could say, but then again, his flash is like just cool. Oh dear, the cooldown time. Okay, well there goes your hopes and dreams, Steve. But look, Nebula. There's that wacky lineup: Astra, Viper, Sky. Solo duelist on Jesse. And by the way, Steve, Jesse, he usually plays Sova. He's played Sova all the time for Nebula in the past, and this time he's on Raze with rolls on Sova. And this is actually sort of what you sort of see on what was it, Order, because I think we know that like their team, right, very flexible players across the board. They can play all kinds of roles. You can play, of course, Tuxie usually plays more support, but then Texter, he was, I think, a more aggressive player, but yeah, he can also play Sage. He can also play Astra. The exact same scenario coming out of Nebula here. So I may be going a little bit too far with this, but I think this could be the makings of like a strong team. They are young though. Sorry.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you look at Dragon as well, known for mainly duelist and really aggressive. Well, bringing out the Viper is going to be quite a thing to watch as well. But it's going to come down to how bad Bandits really want to take the second map. And avoid obviously like a pantsing, 2-0. It's not going to be too good. I mean, if they do end up losing, they really need to put it all on the table here. They can't leave anything in the tank after the game. But it's not too bad. I mean, Hayes did go duelist, but as you know, Breach, when he first came, a bit more viable, was definitely a second option pick for replacing that second duelist. So with any hope, he can go huge for his team, and Bandits can put up a bit of a fight.
Oh, let's hope, Steve. Let's hope. So put your cards on the table, all in. This is it, and minimize. Look, the dog as well. When you use the jump, it makes it so hard to shoot, and yet he gets that little bit extra range out of it. He guaranteed spotted out 2 players. I think he heard the gunshots, and that's great intel from Nebula early on. But they are still playing 3 players over towards B sites just to hold it down defensively. Util is heavy there, and right now the spike, I do think it will be ferried over towards B at the end of the day.
Toxins going up.
Yeah, we're starting to see the spike dropped here from Bandits. Also, just don't want to get spotted or have a kill. Come down and also get the bomb carrier killed to alert the defending team. But looks like it might be a bit of a B fake as they have the bomb going towards A. So they need to try and sell this a little bit.
Oh.
But the teleport comes out pretty quickly. It's going to leave.
I think it worked.
It has worked. They're going to let them have the site and try to play a decent retake here.
But somehow, CGH, he was holding the spike and he went to U-Haul as well. Maybe just a little bit of miscommunication there. And look, a 5-on-5 post plant. Everyone's basically on the A side. This is going to be an absolute bloodbath. And there you go, shots are being pumped down range now. You have essentially all 5 players of Bandits over towards U-Haul. And it's just an absolute clean up over the angle. Dragon sprays out hazing CGH. Bandits now on the back foot. Issa, he evens things up. Dragon narrowly gets off the spike defuse. He runs to safety. Issa, he's low. Yuna, I don't even have to mention, 13 HP, minimized on the flank. Catches out Issa. Yuna has a huge task ahead of him now. I do think that's the flash in his hands. And Dragon, just way too sharp. He didn't even pull the camera dart out of him. It doesn't matter. He's that confident. And Yuna, maybe the yellow outline confused him for a moment. That's an easy kill. And Nebula, look, they take the pistol round. This basically, we could be seeing a 2-round early lead. Maybe 3-0 early lead.
Yeah, it sort of wasn't too bad there for Bandits, but sort of fell apart a little bit. I mean, like you said, obviously the jet going into U-Haul to sort of, you know, get that space as well, but obviously had the bomb. Not too sure if it was meant to be there. It's obviously had the bomb get planted a little bit later than you'd like. But maybe just, yeah, getting that ground there, holding it, waiting for the team to back up, obviously, from the fake at B before she planted, so... But, unfortunately, Nebula, too good. Dragon, still deadly on that Viper. Getting it done for his team.
You know, there is another joke. I'm not going to say it on stream, but, you know, Dragon Bandits through the mud. Let's just say that. That's the more PG-friendly version of it. Now, look, you know, Nebula, they have better guns to work with, obviously, in this round. And Yuna, I think he forced up onto the Marshals. That's a little bit of a concern here. Bandits, they have to take this round in. And also, we saw earlier, Worlds, he got tagged down heavy, I think, on Astra. And then instantly, you saw the Sky heal him back up to full health. And this is just so good from coming out from Sky. The utility kit that does it all. Bandits, though, they are aggressing onto the B side. As we're taking bullets for free. Jesse, now, you do have a Judge at this distance. It's not going to do you much good. Let's drop util through. That's a heavy util stack. Gets himself too easily. Minimize chimes, and CJ finally gets a trade back, but one at a time. Bandits, they are falling. The spike has been planted, so good job on their part. Now Q1, 9 HP. He needs a clean headshot to help out his teammates. Has to dodge that shot dart. It would end him ASAP. Tax mid-air jump, and Rolls. Steve, this guy is just going on an absolute tear with the shot darts.
He's doing pretty good. Big shout out there to the Rays. Jesse coming in with the boom bot. Also the Astra pull as well to deny that bomb plant. These guys have got all the tricks in the bag at the moment, and they're 2-0 already here on Bind. It's not looking too good here. It looks like Hayes still without a kill yet. Might be a little bit cold. But
well, hey,
Q1 with the
you're saying he was hot in the previous map, and Hayes, please play a duelist. Well, Steve, unfortunately,
it's still early.
That's true.
Still early. We'll see how he goes.
Oh,
maybe he doesn't like the 5-minute break.
Nebula, this is a huge pitch to come through, but Bandits, they are where backup has arrived, and it's an absolute bloodbath. Although the 2 players, they were fragile a little bit, and Nebula, they do actually get a lot of kills out towards showers, and that's guns down. Even though it's a 2v3 right now, Bandits, they can take the B side relatively easily, plants it, but I do think the retake, it's definitely not off the table.
No, definitely not. Jet needs to go and get a bit more aggressive here and push towards
elbow.
Towards elbow, yep. Does have a gun, yep.
Oh, and Steve
retake here
as well. Nebula, it's 2v3, right? This is doable to an extent, but at the same time, even if they die, they're bound to take off more guns off of the hands of Bandits, or at least one can hope. So economy-wise, Bandits, they're going to suffer a blow from this round one way or another.
Does have the snake bite here, so they can deny them getting vision and an angle. Let's see that go through. Another one probably going to go towards long.
Oh, damn.
And it's not looking too good. Warbane's coming through. And the crossfire, too much there. Q1 will pick up a 3k. And just like that, Bandits hit back. And Yuna unfortunately dies of the bomb blast. That's not going to be what she wants.
No, and look, they have to reinvest. That's one extra rifle they have to buy. As a result, as you can see, 3 players really of Bandits, they're really on the poor side. Like, let's not sugarcoat it here, right? Nebula, they take this round, Bandits, they'll be in a whole heap of trouble. They're already up by 1 round. Granted, it's not much, but it's a slippery slope, you know, as things are. This time on the defense as well. Whirls, he has his Hunter's Fury. Minimize one off of the Seekers. Dragon, Viper's Pit.
Yep, they're getting those points in the bank there for their ults. They're all pretty close to getting them. It's going to come down to, see, Unit taking down Minimize there. Rules having a bit of a battle in showers. JC about to get his headshot and does on CJH. Dragon taking that 50-50 angle there. It's going to allow the drone to go through.
Can also point out just how big that cluster is on Jesse. It's a miracle he can land a headshot. Another one, surely. No, Una finally does strike back. And you know, early round, Minimize, he pushed aggro, and like I wouldn't really call that a mistake, but he got lulled into a false sense of security, challenging 1v1. That's a great opportunity to come through. Gets the kill even, but the spike has been planted. Now Steve, 3v3 post plants, but Bandits, they have K still alive with the breach util.
Oh, that's huge there. Had to get that wallbang there. Had to get it done.
No. You know, that was a great snake bite as well. He got forced into the corner. I think he got touched by the poison, gets fragile, and that was an easy mode down. Dragon there, yes, in a one-on-one. The Viper's Pit. This is beautiful. He's baiting out the defuse. Issa, he's so confused now, but finally, surely he has to know it's a fake. He's out of shock dart, so he has to hard commit. Or maybe to go for a spray down. And Issa, he's not hitting anything. Dragon, good seconds all the way. No, Issa finally fishes him off. 2 seconds left. That got dangerously close. But hey, Bandits, everything's up 2-on-2, and Issa, I think he could have made it to teleport, I'll be honest.
I think you just want to get the teabag in just to show a little bit of dominance, to be honest.
That's true. But look at their economy, man. They could do with the one extra rifle. Hayes kind of a bloody buy up for crying out loud. But CJH, they are on the attack side, so he can maybe pick up an ult swap and have the blades to work with. But Steve, I don't know. I think maybe he could survive.
I mean, for Bandits, it wasn't too bad. Yes, he died, and they had to obviously rebuy again as well. But they got Dragon to do the ult. They got Rules to do the ult as well. So they've actually got the win, and they've got 2 ults out as well. So
that's so rehearsed.
We'll see how Jesse goes here. Will he find any value for money with the rocket? Nada. And that's not too bad there for Bandits.
Early on there as well, you know, Rolls, he placed down the Astra suck over towards that angle, and Jesse, if the players or Bandits were there, that would have been an easy kill for him. Paranoid to come through. This guy, surely he's dead at this point. I'm surprised Unit didn't execute Jesse earlier. Finally, he's gone though. You are leaving Issa the recon arrow over towards A as a lurk, which is quite interesting. And odds are, he could honestly walk towards death here, because Rolls is holding angle. Recon to come through. Does get popped. Oh dear.
Had a bit more time to get the lineup there.
One can
hope.
hope.
They're going to come through a bit of damage.
That's huge. But no, the flank is bigger from Nebula. They will guarantee at least a single kill onto a player of Bandits. Now, 4-on-4, post-plant. Here comes a recon arrow, and that's beautiful. And that plays push right through it, but Hayes just spraying bullets down range. He's getting revealed. It doesn't really matter. Finally, Dragon fishes him off. And Steve, look, it's tit for tat right now. It's still 2-on-2. You do have Tax, who's on 1 point of HP. Oh, sorry, it's Tax, not Rolls. It doesn't matter when Dragon's hitting shots like that, though. 1-on-1 now. CJ surely get the kill. And no, Tax walks right into his crosshair. He was doing the moonwalk just there. And Bandits, for the first time this series, they take the lead.
Reverse sweep?
Don't say it. Don't say it, Steve, please.
No, probably not. Probably won't go that far, but no, very good from Bandits here. I like what they're doing. They're playing a bit more together. They're actually getting those trades in there as well. They're playing decent angles. Obviously, was it Una taking down Minimize? With that angle down at
Long, was it? In the previous round?
Mid, yeah, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Mid to B. And yeah, getting it done here.
This is huge.
Slice on the lurk here. Probably going to get traded out in the 2v1 and does. Just to come through with that wallbang. But they're positioning towards A at the moment.
You know what was so beautiful about that as well? It's because Minimize, he knows that Cypher likes to play the angle all the time, right? But this time he had backup, so it was the bait and switch. The best thing even was, if Jesse was the one to go for the challenge, gets tagged up, the heal from Minimize would have been instantly possible as Sky. And now, while I was talking, we are seeing Nebula honestly just pick up the trades and more kills onto Bandits. Bandits now, they're down 3 players. You do have the Rolling Thunder online, but a 2v4, it probably isn't the best interest to save it. As you can see, Nebula, they are starting to go on the hunt, and they're playing the buddy system so well. He's going large here, because now there's 2 people holding the angle down. Boobo comes through. He's losing ammo as we speak. If he goes for a reload right now, Nebula could honestly swing this. They are aggressive like that. Fantastic knife bite, and he's fragile as well. That's overkill, Steve. Hayes, 1v4, and he does have the spike available to him just... But honestly, at this point, you gotta consider the save. Oh, that's beautiful! Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Steve, they were blinded. They were fragile. And still we couldn't see Hayes pick up the double mode down. They were blind and they just pumped him down. Finally, a tactical pause to come out from Bandits. And by God, do they need it. Because that was a very dicey round.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you feel bad for Bandits here because they just got in front. And again, they lose that round. It's 3-all. But obviously, like we said, you know, we had GC coming out. And the buddy system with Minimize taking down Yuna straight away down at C-Long. And then again, use the buddy system as well to get rid of another Bandits player, but lost Minimize. But even still, though, that's a 2v1 trade. You take that any day of the week. And again, the buddy system against Issa as well in Hookah as well was just, you know, pivotal. Unfortunately, the blind didn't pay off. Just needed to calm down with the spray and get the headshots on. Obviously blind, but the blind fire. Just too much there for Hayes in the end. But I like it so far. I mean, it's still probably leaning towards Nebula. But I mean, Bandits are giving it a shot. They're not just letting the map go willy-nilly. They're trying to do their own sort of plan, little bit of game style as well, and obviously trying to counter what Nebula are doing. So I think if they keep playing like this, they might be able to still keep the series going fairly close. And that is a disgusting lineup there by Dragon.
That's sweaty as hell. I don't actually know because I don't even think it's a one-way, really. Sure, it's a bloody big smoke. Oh, Dragon, he messed that up. He wants to pull it down. He's calling out to his teammates. They messed it up. I don't think it was meant to go there.
This is where you're gonna miss the CS:GO sort of part to stand on another teammate's head.
That's true. Wait, but I do want to see that smoke right now.
I want to see that smoke.
It doesn't do anything.
That'll probably get rid of the Jet or the Rage jumping up and double box, and that's about it.
Dragon!
Oh my God!
Me! He was getting util spammed in the angle. He still goes for the swing. An easy triple mode down. Bandits! Oh, they're down so bad right now. Attacks over a swing again, almost landing the double kill. Hayes, once again, the lone player standing. 1v3. Numbers are slightly better to work with this round, but he's on 20 HP. A single piece of util, a tap to the toe. We'll fish him off. In a blink of an eye, Steve, we saw this round swing so disastrously.
I'm just gonna say it. Holy shit! Like maybe
balls of steel. Balls of steel.
That was just his tactic at the beginning, was to stuff up the smoke and go, oh, maybe there's a player up there, and then surely not, and then bang, 3 people dead straight away. Maybe that was the strat all along.
Okay, you know what? If you're gonna say that, I'm gonna say this. He's dragging his nuts over their face. that's the joke I was gonna say earlier. Okay, look, Minimize. Yeah, that's an easy kill. Catches out Hayes. Nebula, that's a very convincing round, and that tactical pause by Bandits, I think any effect or any calls that they were discussing then has been completely undone. The mentality back to zero.
I think for them, the unfortunate thing, if we look at the death map as well, they all lined up pretty much in a line, pretty close to each other. You wouldn't mind them going, you know, sort of like a staggered file.
Yeah.
A bit like a SWAT team, you know, going and clear a room, you know, try and hug that wall a little bit of those angles as well. But obviously Viper just had like no problems dying whatsoever and took out as much as he can. It comes the ultimate come down straight away.
Oh, some more story. Dragon commits the Viper spit. He's on 33 HP now, and the aftershock. Yep. That's a really big 180 from what he did in the previous round as well. He's like, now he does mention spot attacks, and now Bandits, they're starting to get the hang of things.
Huge round here for Bandits.
It's been taken.
Bandits just need to put their foot in the throat now of Nebula and secure this round, and at least, you know, probably have 5 players survive if they can.
I feel so bad for Jesse. He's got flash by minimized. That's 2 seconds, and then the breach point, flash point as well. Another 2 seconds. He was blind for 4 seconds in total there, and you know, 4 seconds when the spike is already planted. That's a lot of time gone. And Issa just narrowly getting saved by minimizer in the body block. A flawless round to come through. Steve, what the hell just happened?
Well, that's just probably a little bit of stupidity, a little bit of silliness coming out from Dragon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not too bad getting that done as well, but trying to hide in that pocket. We've got nowhere to go. They're going to blind fire through that every day of the week. Even I would. I would just, if I had a gun, I'd put 2 mags straight in there, going around the corner a little bit as well, because you know he's going to hide in that corner.
Yeah. Plus, you know, like of course, exactly. Like, literally, as you said, when you put down the Viper Spit at that point, there's really nowhere the Viper can really be when it was just coming up, you know. And there's so much util to clear the angle. You had Issa, of course, with the recon arrows and shock darts. Our drone.
That's the lineup you wanted.
It doesn't matter because it sucks.
Standing ahead.
I don't know about that one, Steve, because even when the enemy team that crouch, they actually do see quite a lot, and
Still see.
they're taking the A
Just go to the
site.
double box one. Just go back to the basics. It works.
Exactly. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Nebula, they are getting the kills now. Bandits, perhaps this is their chance to make a mistake. Spike has been planted at a reasonable off angle, but however, the last 3 players can't really get anywhere out onto the site. Your control has been taken, but the A main flank as well on Jesse is about to come through. Rolls about
Post plant's
a
not
few seconds.
too bad. I'd probably like CJH to go back a bit more.
That's a huge curveball.
Oh,
Hayes does get one, but look, he's pinched in the corner. No way he can survive. Now CJ is going to push out the Cosmic Divide potentially on 7 HP. This is a death sentence. Yep.
Yeah.
Nebula.
Unfortunately, once that ult comes down from Astro, it's really hard to even hear anything on the other side of the wall.
Yep.
The thing I probably would have liked to happen as well is probably get the more HP player to come and watch short compared to CT as well. I mean, if you lose CT, that's all good. But you want to make sure that short there we can, escape a bit more instead of getting locked down in new hole. Was probably the better play there. But Nebula getting 5-4 now. Bandits, unfortunately, probably lost a couple more players than they wanted to survive for post-plant.
Yeah, and Steve, this is the closest game that we've seen today. This is the only game really today, and so far things are looking pretty good. Bandits, they're hanging on. Their economy, it's not down the dumps just yet. They don't really have much in terms of ultimates. So signature from Nebula. Oh, that util usage. And Jesse, narrowly misses the kill, but damage was done. Yuna opens up the minimize though. This is the risk of going so aggro towards Hookah. You open up the rest of these sites. Minimize and Dragon, he had no idea that Yuna was in the corner. That's just a little bit of a mistake really from Nebula. They weren't playing patiently and waiting for all the teammates to come on and play a more coordinated retake. Hunter's Fury does come out. Rose picks up Hayes. The spike is not down just yet. Tax shot, but Yuna's gone. That's a huge ultimate. It gets more damage, and Issa had to escape through the TP as it was guaranteed he would die if that final shot hit him. Now CJH, wow, that's one hell of a shot die. He's on 30. The double bounce, I was trembling in my seat, I'll tell you that. Jesse cleans up Q1, and wow, I was saying earlier on Nebula, they made a slight mistake in peeking aggressively solo onto the B side. It doesn't matter when you have a team this good. They're chiming in, they're getting the kills. Issa, 1v3. Steve, give him his final rights.
30 seconds left.
You had the right to remain silent. Oh no, he's dead. It's actually good. He needed just to really wait, obviously, for Issa to come back. Also had to take the teleport to avoid being killed. Just to hold that off angle, let them push, and just line up the headshot for him to walk into with such low HP. Unfortunately, coming through with that ult from Nebula, though, just denying that bomb plant is probably the huge MVP of that round.
Yep.
I mean, they had obviously the aggression in Hookah, 2 players coming through trying to get that kill, can't get it done. Cypher gets on site, takes the easy kill at CT, I think it was on the Viper. And then, yeah, you're trying to obviously retake the site from that aggression, so... Unfortunately, though, they couldn't get the bomb down. Bomb carrier was killed, and from then it was just a train wreck trying to recover that spike.
Even despite everything, Nebula being a man down early on, they really just bring things back, and then that was the more like disciplined teamwork, I would say. Now, no disrespect to Dragon, he's a very young kid, so you can't really blame him for going for those ego peaks essentially. But then Jesse, the older player on the team, he brings them back together, and that's a great dodge by Jesse as well. Minimize opens up on the Yuna. Time and time again, Yuna take those long range engagements, and most of the time it doesn't work out. Great fake flash, but it blinds Jesse. He's 2 seconds blinded. Natalie does escape with his life though, and Bandits, this could be their chance to trade back. Even despite having worse guns to work with.
I want to see Hayes get this. He's ready for it. He gets it. Dodges the bullets as well. May pick up a rifle.
That Nebula disappeared at the worst of times, and Issa, just faces down a firing squad. Look, it's Hayes once again, 1v4. What more could you really expect? Walks runs to the crosshairs of Tax. Well, Nebula, they're starting to build up more momentum now, and should be looking to secure the final few rounds of, the final round of the first half.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, big props to Bandits, trying to go for it 4 rounds to 7, much more tidier than last map as well. But unfortunately, they're starting to lose that little bit of belief that they can match it with Nebula, and Nebula's starting to get on a bit of a roll now. Ultimately, they could probably lose this round and still go 8-4 and try to win the next 2 pistols to get within 2. But if they can salvage this, I wouldn't mind Bandits trying maybe to play for a pick and then dive the site they get the pick on. Try to make it 5-7 to make it, a little bit closer.
Dragon. That's a really risky position to be stuck in, though.
Bad for Dragon, very bad.
Yeah, he's spamming bullets down range. Look, I wouldn't really say that's ego. You're 7-4. The scoreline could honestly be larger. 8-4 is fantastic, but right now it's not that good. Great bird actually from by
Here
Minimize.
comes the birdie.
Is that a quote from a movie or a cartoon or something?
Oh, I don't know. That's what I say when I play it now. When I've got a Sky, or if I do casting of the 10-mans.
Mate,
Every time I see a Sky bring the bird out, I say, here comes the birdie.
You know, I can imagine you having kids instead of like, here comes the airplane. You go, here comes the birdie. That's like the
Why won't you eat your food, you little shit? Just eat it. But Minimize here, slowly peeking, gets the shot done.
He makes Yuna eat that 50 cal. And the Seeker's on the void now. Gives him so much intel. CJ8, he's in the smoke. Jellyfish may actually stun him. Minimize, how are you still alive? He even escapes with his life now. That's fantastic. Nebula, once again, the man advantage. Rolling Thunder was essentially wasted at that point.
Jackson's on site though.
That massive crosshair, I can't believe he landed that headshot range as well. CGH has popped his ultimate. He has to go huge now for his team. But look, Nebula, they're being so patient, waiting for Minimize to come back before they go for the hit. And this is the discipline I'm talking about. Maybe it's Jesse, maybe it's someone else. They're bringing the team back together, holding them back and keeping them focused. CGH, here's the blades. This could be humongous. Gets a blind briefly. This one sharp shot, and Tax runs back, and the instant spray transfer gets a kill onto CJH. Bandits, they fall just like that. Nebula, 8-4 first half.
That is a scary picture. Can we move away from that? That's unsettling.
Oh,
Unicorns on something else.
it's not too bad. You know, I just realized why it's Unico, because it's a unicorn, but the thing that came to mind was Uniqlo, actually, the clothing company. I don't know why.
Hello, sponsors. Hello.
Yeah.
But, I mean, not too bad compared to what we saw last time. I think it was 10-12. First map, so 8-4. We all play Valorant here. 8-4 is, you know, it's doable. I mean, you win these first two pistol rounds on the swap, you know, you're right back into the game as well. I mean, if you go 1-for-1, it's still pretty competitive. You know, you haven't got that, you know, scoreboard pressure of them, say, you know, being 10-2, only needing 3 to win the match and close the series out. So there's still a little bit of heat in the frying pan for this one. I think Bandits just need to turn the heat on again and start cooking with a bit more flavour and a bit more pizzazz and really hold down these sites now on defence.
That's
I don't think it's going to happen because Nebula looks like an execute play here.
Concise. Oh, the Viper utility. Look at how much damage Jesse did with like literally a single shot. Oh my god, Viper is a must pick nowadays. And Jesse confirms the calls to Q1, and best thing is he has Sky. He can get healed back up to full health. It doesn't even matter really. Nebula, this post-fight is looking decently strong, although Sky is so far away from the rest of his team. No heals come through, and they're swarming onto Jesse. Now, finally, they take down that right-click Tyrant. Numbers are even, 4-on-4. One at a time, though. Nebula deciding to strike back. Tax, 2 clean taps. He gets scanned. Doesn't matter. He's just that confident in his aim. Bandit sends out last 2 plays. The Spike is sticking away slowly. Tax almost going to go for another. And suddenly, CGH and Issa, they do trade back. They avenge their dead teammates. Now, so another 2-on-2 for the Spike. It's sticking away, and it's inside the snake pit, the Viper's snake bite as well. He can't go onto it. Minimize gets caught his pants down briefly. Doesn't manage to get the kill initially, but the timer, it's ticked away way too fast. CGH, there's no hope of him winning this round. Surely, he could have gotten the kill, really. I'm not too sure why he didn't, because, look, CJH as the Jet, it's very risky for him to be getting up kills, because as Jet, your Blade Storm, it only takes 6 charges. You're giving him more and more ultimates to play with, essentially, ever so much closer.
Yep, that's it. But I think Nebula don't mind that. They, you know, 5 rounds ahead as well. I mean, that set play, like we said, Viper, those 2 guys just running for it from that frenzy as well. And also with that decay, it just, you know, you get shot a couple times, you're almost nearly dead. It's ridiculous. So I'd imagine, you know, with a bit of feedback right, might bring that percentage down a little bit more because it's just really punishing. But, I mean, full credit to Nebula there. It's one of their executes, the line up, the walls.
Same wall.
Everything working for him.
Well, a slightly different wall, I'll take it. No, is it the same wall? No, it's not. It's slightly different. Minimize, that was just BM. Running in front of Q1, trying to go for the knife. And CJ here gets blasted to hell. There's no way Q1 survived that. Tax point blank with the Vandal. Just absolutely dumps on him. Bandits, they do take down Dragon, and at this point, I'm pretty sure, Steve, that Nebula, they're just going for the farming right now.
Oh, bomb down, that's huge.
Is it
Gets
though?
a head dick as well.
Oh, this is huge.
HP needed to take away.
Look, it's the SMG buy, and the last 2 plays are already so low. They have to get the kills ASAP. Great shock darts by Rolls time and time again. Hayes on 12 HP. Rolls.
Oh no.
Trigger.
Knife him,
Discipline!
Knife him. Knife him.
No, he's waiting. This could be.
Do it. Yes.
Oh,
Yes!
the backstab. Numbers are even now. 1-on-1. Rico now to come through.
Daddy.
Issa has to pop it essentially or walk around the corner. The spike plant guaranteed. Oh, how did this round come like this? Bandits, they had every advantage. But now it's a game of cat and mouse. Just who's looking the right way at the right time. Oh, what a quick by Rolls. It wasn't even looking that way.
If we're going to see from his angle, I'm pretty sure we would have snapped someone's neck. That's a huge snapshot. Oh my god.
God.
But yeah, that knife there just behind that box probably would have done good awareness to probably count to maybe 3 to 4 seconds. Hold that angle, then just double check behind as well. I mean, he had that sight locked down for ages, and his teammate obviously in elbow, just obviously not covering his behind, leading to that knife there. That's going to be the round that pretty much got away from them. Damage was done pretty well early, and they got that first kill as well. So
Yeah.
that's one round slipping through the fingers.
Yeah, Steve, actually, now that you do mention it, that was a 2v1 and they weren't playing together. I can guarantee you, in that situation, Nebula, the last 2 players, they would have played as a buddy system to go for the guaranteed trade almost. And now this time,
Sure.
Nebula, this looks to be a really heavy B execute. There are 3 players of Bandits, though, holding down the site. But then again, against the overwhelming force that we've seen, that is Nebula, how long can they really hold it down for?
That's it. You see Taxi coming through. Paint shell's going through towards there.
Wow.
Oh, and he's already spent all his weapons ammo.
Out of charge.
They'll leave him open to Hayes. But Hayes gets traded as well.
There they are.
Site under attack. Arrows coming through left, right, and center. Headshots coming through as well. Trade central.
Spike down B.
Wall
Strike
Street.
down though. It's not too bad though. But they're probably gonna go a teleporter. No.
No, minimize.
Viper's going, they're gonna teleport.
He is going to get the ultimate at least, so I'm pretty sure if he does plant now, that will give him the secrets to play with. It's a 2v2, so honestly, they could honestly use it, and Dragon, so much Viper usually comes through Q1. It's probably in his best interest to not push through that. Oh my god,
that
yet
double teleport
another
play.
fake.
30 seconds
Wait,
left.
what is going on?
Oh, do it.
Minimize is on
Do
B.
it.
Where's
Do it again.
Dragon going?
Oh no, where's Dragon?
Last
Oh, trying to get the spike
Dragon.
down!
spike down B.
Dragon, come back. Where are you going? Wrong bomb site.
Oh, mate, that's questionable, Steve. This is a throw and a
I've
half.
seen the teleporter used. Oh my god.
He does bait out the paranoia, so that's
Headshot.
good.
Headshot.
Money at least. What
Man,
the?
What is
hell?
going on? Am I as confused as you are, Digital? I'd decide that round was a shenanigan round, I reckon.
Yeah, it was. Early on, you know, like you were saying, it's Trade Central. It's basically Wall Street with the trades going on. But
Oh,
then,
it's a war zone on B. War zone.
yeah, but then towards the end there, Nebula, they had a really decent chance of closing things out, 11-5. And then they just went for shenanigans or something. Minimize. He was stuck planting the spike in a really open position. I think actually Dragon, what he was trying to do is go over towards A site for a nerd snakebite lineup. But he didn't count on Minimize just getting killed by a lurking player still on the site by Bandits. And now look at this. Nebula, they're on an eco. Upgraded pistols on 2 of them. Everyone else on Bandits. This is rifles. This is a chance to make up for lost ground.
Too bad here if they can get on there. They are spotted there. What can Cypher do? Taken down by Jesse though with the right click.
Okay, I wasn't
He will
expecting
take
that.
control of elbow. Once he gets there, they're gonna know he's there now with that bring back country. Have to shoot that. Run! He gets
Nothing!
no one.
That's brilliant! The range and the dodge by CJ8. Rolling Thunder come through and Dragon, he has to go for a knife or something. He tries to go aggressively, can't really see anything. Oh, the fragility, that's so good. Nebula, they should be winning this round. CJ8, 1-on-2, he has a gun to work with, and he's getting tapped away by Tax. Dragon's there to join him, he's firing blind shots. CJ8, get the kills now or never. Fakes a defuse of sorts. Of course it's a fake. Why would you stick it in that situation? Snake might come through. He's fragile one time, he lands an initial headshot, and he's having his burning just a little bit, still fragile. Dragon, a single shot to his chest, finishes him off. That's a beautiful round by Nebula, and that's just dominance, Steve. I hate to say it. The previous round, they sort of threw that, but then on this, they were already on eco. On a round they really should not have won. They snatch it away from under Bandits' nose, and now look at the economy. It's a reverse sweep. Bandits, they are now on the eco. Nebula, they're already 11 points on the scoreboard. They're so close to closing things out 2-0.
Yep, only 2 rounds remaining now, and this will be all over. No best of 3. It's going to be just the best of 2, and Nebula will be the best of this series, as they should probably not have won that round. All going wrong there for Bandits. It's going to be hard to come back in from here. Util coming down left, right, and center. Hayes is being pulled from every direction.
I thought Issa, he does put
Double
Fury.
Both Sovas.
Oh, look, Steve, how do you make sense of this? It's just absolute chaos right now. At least it's 1-for-1 trade. And Dragon, he's going so aggro through the Cosmic Divide of his teammate. And the Seeker, that's brilliant. It tells him exactly if this is to play a close or long range. Confirms the easy headshot. Q1. Yeah, that's pretty much what I would do in a situation like this. Treasure what there is of life right now.
Cover going out.
Okay, that
Oh, and he gets tagged as well. Oh, that's so unlucky.
Oh, no.
Util everywhere, and the headshot coming through. Match point for Nebula. They've just done so well. Obviously, the first map was a slaughter. This one, a little bit more fight back from Bandits, but again, Nebula being too clean.
It's
Winning rounds that they shouldn't as well.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it looks like it might all be over unless Bandits can maybe put up a little bit of a fight in this one.
You know,
But,
Steve,
only a matter of time until it's closed down.
this could honestly be like a 12-4 or like a 13-4 potentially. But in the long scope of things, Bandits getting that 1 extra round or 2, it doesn't really change anything because Nebula, they're honestly looking to close things out at this point. Minimize, he does have the Viper's fit to walk with, and that is one hell of a strat. The Conga line to run into the site, and CKH does spray down tax. And then once again, absolute chaos. Minimize does get 1 and the stun as well, and this time missing Q1, but the spot at the gun barrel, and Q1 is holding the angle. Minimize could go runs into aggro for the spray. Nebula, I do think they are sort of just having fun right now, getting these kills, going aggro, padding individual stats. Great blast back by Jesse. He does have the spike, so he manages to TP the hell out of there.
Clear, go.
Oh dear, Dragon. If he got that kill, that would have been really doable for Jesse. But now, 1v3. It does get spotted out by the recon arrow as well. I know he confirmed that he's on the site. Can he go huge here? I'm hoping he can. I take it back. That flash, he turns to face the wall, and Issa just catches him.
Narrowly avoided, but the breach flash gone over and done. Oh.
Well, Steve, look, if you were having a nap earlier, you can probably resume that nap anytime soon. As Nebula, they took that round half serious. Not even really that seriously. They burned the ultimates, but now Jesse won off of the showstopper again, in which he used what, 2 rounds ago? Really? Dragon once again on a Viper, 20 kills. How often do you see a Viper top fragging?
Oh, no, then it's not too bad. Normally those sort of post-fight kills will come in and
That's true.
boost up that kill count. I'll see people die into the toxin.
Oh, Tax now. He gets revenge. Opens up, striking CJH down. There's only one player now, Bandits, on the A side to hold down for a little bit longer. I'll take it back. There's 2, but Minimize. Oh, that's the Tasmanian Tiger stunned him. And Q1, he's just blind. I'm not really sure what he can see. And Dragon trying to see advantage in this. Q1 somehow comes out on top. What the hell? But Minimize, the team captain, he's just striking out kills. Had his gun out for a brief moment there. And Q1, he's just getting these kills handed to him on a plate. Finally, Tax takes him down. And Yuna on the rotate. Rolls, catches him out in the open. 13-6. GG. Nebula, take this handily.
GG, well played. That's all she wrote. The fat lady has sung. And it is all over. Red Rover.
Yeah.
Bind going down, 13-6. Your winners, Nebula over Bandit Esports. And some would probably say fairly comfortably. I mean, the second map,
Oh, yeah.
a little bit of a fight back. And also you can see the leaderboard here. The kills a lot more even on Bandit's side compared to previous map. But again, Dragon, Jesse getting it done pretty well for the team. And unfortunately, it comes down to the better polish on the executes.
Just undeniable, you know, just... what can you say, Steve, really? Nebula, they were having so much fun and they were so confident in map 2 that they were just throwing rounds, essentially, just having fun. Dragon, still top fragging, 20 kills. Jesse, not far behind. 5 first bloods, by the way, for Jesse. This guy, he usually plays Sova, and yet he can switch to Raze on Bind and do this well. That's fantastic. That's a huge flex to come through, literally. And Bandits, you know, they just could not get anything going for them again. It's just the difference. I think they were outclassed by Nebula, just as a team in general. And the power rankings, you know, in OC, it's a bit of a fickle thing. Like the top 5 teams, top 4 teams, the difference between them and what we're seeing now is absolutely astronomical. And yet, this game right now, we saw Nebula, who are, on paper, should be in the same, like, tier as Bandits, just played so much more cleanly. The drills, the practice, it definitely pays off. We saw how well they played together as a team. We saw these strats, the executions, and you know, on the pistol round, I think it was, that Viper will come through and Jesse just ints on top of the truck. The damage from a single right click, that's beautiful. That's huge on a pistol round.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Viper, you know, picked both maps. The decay is pretty disgusting. It takes you down quite a bit, so those early rounds. Obviously, Nebula getting good executes and set plays going down with the orb, the wall, and then obviously to get the bomb down and secure that with lineups with the spit without having to be on site was absolutely huge. I mean, if we go back to map number 1, Haven, as well, when they had that really weird 5-man down C-long while the bomb was planted on site, but it just all came down to gunfire, clean line of sight, even though it was obscured by the vision, pinging the bomb. Lineups for days, just no way to beat it unless you take out the lineup people. So
yeah,
but I think at the end of the day, it was just pretty much Bandits. They gave it a bit of a try. Obviously, Haven so strong for Nebula. A little bit of a fight back on Bind, but I mean Nebula are winners for the reason, and I think it was just came down to pure good team dynamics and good executes of their strats that they've practiced.
That's pretty much the whole 2-0 in a nutshell. Now, Steve, we do have someone on for the interview, and it will be Jesse, the oldest player on the team, and, the big daddy to really keep the young kids in check. So let's bring him in and see what he has to say. Hopefully he answers his call, though. Jesse, hello, my man. Welcome. How are you feeling? 2-0 series. That was clean and dominant.
Feeling good. Thank you very much. It was quite dominant, indeed.
Well, I have to say, because in the past, Minimize, he has said that you are the oldest player on the team. So, and I straight up just assume that sometimes you are the one who calls the RGL, the shots, and as well, keeps the younger players in check. Because I think for a few rounds there on Bind, you guys were just having fun, throwing a little bit, but then you brought things back right away. Am I correct? Or?
You're not wrong. I do have to keep the kids in check. It is kind of like a day school on Nebula. Keeping, structure and doing everything, but Mini is the IGL, so he is the one ultimately calling all the strats. I'm just like kind of the dad telling everyone to be quiet and listen to Mini. So I guess at the end of it, when the kids want to have fun, you just gotta yell at them a bit and hopefully they settle down. So that's what happened.
Well, look, it's beautiful, and when you guys are settled down, I can see that the training pays off. Just the whole team coordination and the strategy, you guys, it was so clean. Map 1, not much to really say there. Haven is a very strong map of Nebulas, and Bind, that wacky utility-heavy composition. I can't believe how fantastically it worked out. And can I just mention you as well? Because in the past on Nebula, you played Sova primarily. But now we see you starting to flex onto Raze for Bind. Is this a map-specific thing?
Yeah. So I kind of just play whatever's kind of needed. And they're like, oh, we need someone on Raze. And so I'm just like, all right, say less. I'll pick up the Raze. And turns out I'm pretty good on Raze. So yeah, it kind of all worked out in the end.
Look, it's beautiful to see, really, being able to flex, players being able to flex across agents. It really sets up for an interesting team dynamic, as ScubaSteve was talking about earlier. And also, map 1, we saw, I think it was you on Sova, pumping out those shock dart kills left, right, and center. It was amazing to see. But meanwhile, on Bind as well, Rolls, he's not too bad on the Sova either.
Yeah, Rose is pretty good. He's been learning Sova really quickly since we did throw him on that role. Yeah. He's been doing really good on that character, and he's really sharp as well. He does the job and the role pretty well.
Anything from you, Steve, before we close things off?
Not too much. I think we've analysed it pretty much as much as we could. Obviously, Nebula just too strong, 2-0. Obviously, everyone playing their role, everyone fragging pretty consistently. and just the strats obviously practiced quite in detail, and clearly showed in map 1 heaps. Bandits gave you a little bit of a run early in map number 2, but you guys got the upper hand and also got the round advantage and just kept pulling away. So there's a couple rounds there, I think, on ecos as well that you should have not won those rounds, but you guys found a way, and I think it just comes down to a good team, knowing each other's strengths, weaknesses, obviously practicing quite a bit. So you guys put the hard work in, and it showed today against Bandits.
Yep, thank you very much.
Yeah, no, well played, Jesse. Well played.
All right, Jesse. Before we let you off, and first question, of course, MVP. Who was it?
MVP.
Yes.
I'd give it to Dragon because
Okay.
he's topping both games. He, by definition, is the MVP, and he's communicating quite well.
Yep.
So.
All right, fair enough. I'll take it. Map 1, especially on his jet, he was always the first player onto a site. He clears space for the team, and it's just beautiful to see. But at the same time, though, I cannot deny that Tax, he's been putting in the hard yards as well. First when he came on, it was a little bit shaky, but now definitely much more comfortable in the roster as a whole. So, hey, Tax, I have my eyes on you as well. And Jesse, now, finally, any last-minute shout-outs before we let you off?
Not really. I guess shout out to all my fans, all the fans of Nebula. Shout out to Conrad. But that's about it, yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Jesse. Once again, congrats, clean 2-0, and you should be looking to play the grand finals against the winner of McTeam and Tyrant Esports. Are you looking forward to either one of them?
No, we actually don't really. I mean, we are looking forward to it, but I don't believe we're playing. I don't know if I should be saying that, since we might not be playing, so I'm not sure what's happening. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Oh, mysterious.
No comment. A little bit of a cliffhanger there. But yeah, man, regardless, thank you for coming on, and we do hope you play. So yeah, best of luck.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Steve, you heard that? That was a dun, dun, dun. Mystery right there. I won't lie.
Boys are doing good strats and playing pretty well, but you know what? We won't play the grand final.
Yeah, and then Mum says, "Nah, you guys have been playing too much. You gotta get off the computer, focus on your studies." And it's just unfortunate.
Get some sun.
Yeah, pretty much that. And well, speaking of sun, it's very bright right now in Melbourne. And honestly, I think it's time to either go for a nap or walk the dogs. And yeah, guys, that's all from us today. A single best of 3 series, clean up 2-0, clean fashion by Nebula. Scuba Steve, thank you for joining me. And any last words from you?
No, pleasure as always, mate. Hopefully we can get another one, maybe the grand final. Be interested to see if obviously they say they don't play. Does that mean that the other match in the semis there, it's weird to say it, because if they don't play, do they just award a winner? Do they do the 3rd and 4th playoff to have a chance to play in the grand final against the team that qualifies? So a little bit of speculation there. We'll see how that sort of unfolds in the coming days. So that will be pretty much a TV soap opera, I reckon, to sort of watch and see what happens. Yeah, absolute chaos. So it is what it is. So guys, do follow LPL Play on Twitter if you want the latest intel and to see what happens. Of course, us tonight, I am DigitalCasts, so you can follow me right here on Twitter or Twitch. That's the handle. Of course, ScubaSteve, the exact same handle. He streams, he does everything, really. He runs the OC.GG 10-mans for Valorant. And the lovely observer for tonight, I just want to bring this to everyone's attention. He has rebranded. It's not ValVont anymore. It's at Sapling Val. And yeah, you can also use the command in the chat. I'll do it right now. And do give him a follow as well, because he's been doing great work, improving a lot as a observer. Rebranded. So I do have to make that very clear. Everyone, thank you for watching. As always, hope you enjoyed the show. See you next time.